morning, Miss Garrison. How are you today?
Morning, I'm well. It's leadership
Oh,
day.
it is. That's why I was just in there trying to help get everything set up. But I'm so proud of our teachers and the
Yes,
scholars. They just took over.
you know what to do. Yes.
So today's topic is summer reading. What are we going to do? How do we make sure we rev up the reading and prepare ourselves for next year? So it's really your topic, and I'm going to let you take the lead on this.
Well, our main concern is to make sure that students are spending lots of time over the summer reading and reading books that they select, that they enjoy, and that they will continue to pick up day after day. So we've had the book fair going on this week, and I am so happy to report we've had kids coming in and buying lots of books. So I expect a lot of books to be going home, hopefully, and to have books in the kids' hands, in the scholars' hands to read. But we also want to partner with the library because we have a wonderful library right down the street from the school, the South Mountain Community Library, which is on the campus of South Mountain Community College. And that is a public library, so it's open to the public. It's not just for the college. And we've had a wonderful partnership over the last several years with the library, where we've had the children's librarian come and do some programming with us here at school, storytelling. He also used to come and do library cards with our families. So there's a new librarian there now, but we're still in partnership. And so we really want to encourage families to go to the library over the summer, get a library card. We have library card forms here at the school. Hopefully your scholar brought home a form to fill out to get a free library card. If they fill out that form and bring it back to school, I'm going to take a big stack of those pages and take it back down to the library, get those library cards printed for you, and then those will be available for our families. So it's all free and so beneficial to go spend time at the library this summer. So we had asked the librarian to come on to talk about the summer reading program going on at the library. So typically the Phoenix Public Libraries will have a summer reading program where scholars can there's sort of like a path to follow, certain number of books that you can read. You can collect prizes along the way. And so we wanted to just get some of that information about how you can participate in that this summer. The library also has a lot of other events. They have storytelling going on at the library where you can come and listen to stories. I know they have other collections as well. They have seed collections at the library where you can go and check out seeds actually to grow and start your garden or take care of your garden and learn more about it. So those are some of the activities and events that we were hoping you would be able to learn a little bit more about today. But more than anything, the most important thing is that we just really want to encourage everyone to read. So we are going to be sending home a reading log type of thing for the summer. And what we want from you, parents and scholars, is to fill out that reading log as you read throughout the summer. Keep track of the books you're reading and how long you're reading throughout the summer, and bring that reading log filled with the books you've read. You can take notes of your favorites, the ones you really liked, what was special about that book, and you can bring that reading log and the documentation of what you read back to school when school starts, to be recognized at the beginning of the school year as a fantastic summer reader. And we'll have some other surprises for those who actually participate in that by keeping track of your reading throughout the summer and bringing those forms back to us so that we can recognize all of our summer readers. Now, if you're wondering, what's the best books for my kids? How do I know what books to get for them? You will receive when you get your scholar's latest MAP scores, okay, on the MAP report, there should be a Lexile. a Lexile number indicates the reading level of your scholar and what types of books are going to be the best fit for your scholar. Because we don't want them to try to read books that are too hard for them. And we also don't want them to read books that are too easy for them. So the book really needs to be just right. A book that's interesting to them, that is accessible, where they can read the words and understand the book, and that also presents at least some challenge for them. So those are the types of books that we really want them to choose and read over the summer. When you see that Lexile number, you can go to, there's actually a website you can go to called lexile.com. And all you have to do is put that Lexile number in that website, and books will pop up that go along with that Lexile. All the books that the scholar can read that match that Lexile will pop up. So you
It's
can look at the list.
lexile.com, lexile.com.
Lexile.
There you go. All right, I just posted it on the chat.
Okay. And when you go to that website, you can go to, I'm actually in there to make sure I give you the right directions. If you scroll down, there's a section that
share
says
your screen if you want.
parents.
You can
Says
share
for,
your screen if you want to.
yeah. Oh, okay. Let me see. So when you go to lexile.com, if you scroll down, you see this section that says for parents and students. Find the just right books. So you can click on that to find the just right books for your scholar based on their Lexile measure and their interests. And then there are other resources there as well to help you with monitoring your child's reading growth. So when you click on that, it will bring you to this section where you can find a book according to your scholar's Lexile and interests in books. So you can type in a Lexile number here. So let's say the Lexile is 650. When I type that in, all of these books pop up that go along with books that would be good for that Lexile. So you can have your scholar with you. You guys can scroll through and say they see a book. Hey, I really like this, this book. And then you can go on the library, go to the library and try to find that book. So there's lots of ways to use that tool to search for the right kind of books that are going to be, again, interesting to your scholar and accessible to them, where they can read it and they can understand it. Those are the kind of books we want them to read throughout the summer.
Is it possible, Ms. Garrison, one of the moms wants to know, when will we get that number? So is it possible to go to that website and do a sample student report? You know what I'm talking about? The NWBA, that's what's coming on the map test, right?
Yeah. The easiest way to get the Lexile number, it's on the map report. So when your scholar finishes taking the map test, there's a report that you should get from the teacher, or you can ask your teacher for that report that shows the student's Lexile. And it's based on their map scores. And we are just wrapping up our map testing now. So a lot of scholars probably already have their Lexile number. So that's a good question to ask your teacher for the paperwork from the map test for the Lexile. There is a family report. There's the student progress report that has it on there, and all the student profile as well. The family report,
That's a great question, though. I mean, I'd love for parents actually to see, what is the report coming home? What will it look like?
So I'll show you, let me share this. This is the profile. This is a sample student profile sheet. So it'll show for each target area. So this is their reading section, and that shows their map score, their percentile.
And we want them above the 50th percentile, right?
Yeah. And then when you scroll down here where it says readability measures, this is where the Lexile is found. So for this sample scholar, their Lexile is 705. they are most comfortable reading books between 705 and 855 on the Lexile profile. So this report, the student profile report, is one of the reports on MAP that does show the Lexile. That's a good report to request. Report also shows, this report is also, it just shows a lot of good information about how to understand the numbers that you're receiving on the MAP score.
Very good.
I know the student progress report goes inside the leadership notebook. So those reports are always included in the leadership notebook. So the scholars may already have received those reports to put in their leadership notebook, but they want to make sure that they get home as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the leadership notebook should go home. A lot of good information.
The leadership notebook will go home at the end of the year.
We'll go home, exactly. We'll go home.
Let me show the progress report real quick. This is a sample student progress report.
That's the one I'm most familiar with.
Yeah, this is probably most likely the one that is in the leadership notebook or that gets sent home. And on this report, when you go down to really language arts reading, if you go down a little bit further, it says Lexile range.
There you go.
And that is where you're going to find your scholars Lexile.
It's really important over the summer. We were talking about this as an executive team, that it's important, folks, we want your kids reading, but we want them to read rigor. We want them to go inside their Lexile range and to the top of that Lexile range, but we don't want them too far up, because then they feel beat up and they feel like discouraged. But we want it readable, so don't go below that Lexile range. Stay inside there towards the top, so they can have a good rigorous summer of reading, enjoying reading, and then they'll come ready to go in August.
Yeah, and I do have some suggestions. If your scholar is, in kindergarten or first grade, if they're still learning to read and they're still, even if they're still struggling to read, you can have them choose picture books that are interesting to them. We like to say that there are 3 ways to read a book. The first way is to read the words, and they can practice sounding out the words. You can practice that with them. And the second way is to read the pictures. So even if they're reading the pictures, they're reading the situation in the book, that builds their comprehension. So let them look at those books and read and tell the story through the pictures. Even if they can't read all the words, that's helping build their reading comprehension. And the third way is to retell the story. So they can do any combination of those 3 things to build their reading skills and comprehension. The purpose of reading is if you have too long of a break between words as they're struggling through each word, that messes with our comprehension. So just kind of help them along. That's why it's important that the book is a right fit for them, because if they're struggling with every single word, then they're not keeping track with what the book is about, because they're just struggling to sound out all the words. So make sure it's a good fit book. Allow them to read the pictures and then practice reading the words.
Yeah, good. Any questions or comments from our parents? We have some time.
Parents, if you go to phoenixpubliclibrary.org and click on summer reading, the library has what they call it's a game. It's almost like a game board that the scholars play, that the scholars follow throughout the summer. And you have to sign up for it to receive all the prizes and everything that goes along with that. So you can sign up for the reading game by clicking on this website here, maricopacountyreads.org, and you can join the program. Basically what it does is it keeps track of the books that the scholars are reading throughout the summer. There's different game pieces, I think, that they win along the way, and prizes that they get from the library along the way if they join the summer reading program. So that's the website, Phoenix Public, Phoenix. I can't see it now.
This one's Maricopa County.
PhoenixPublicLibrary.org, and then that'll take you to the website to sign up. And then if you go to that that same website, you can look at the summer reading events going on throughout all the different libraries, and all of the activities and events happening at the library all throughout the summer.
Good.
Yeah.
One of the questions I was going to ask to the librarian was, how can Paideia actually, how can they come back to school in August? Because I see that runs to August 1st, and celebrate and show, hey, here's my connection with the library last year. And then how do we celebrate that here? Is there a way to tie that in?
Yeah, and I will ask that. I can ask that question to Laura and ask how can they like, because we were talking earlier about that we will have a reading log for parents to keep track of throughout the summer. But if they are doing the library program, I'll check and see how we can kind of use that same whatever sheet or form they're filling out for the library. Is there a way for them to just bring that back to school and let that be their evidence of what they did over the summer?
It seems easy. It seems that would solve, like, simplify things. There's one program, we're connected with the library, and bring that in, and that's our celebration of what you've done. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I'll verify that for us.
Next week is our last coffee chat. That's it. It's done. And we'll welcome Brian Johnson in for however he wants to do the coffee chat. Last week they spoke about doing a combination of live and virtual for the coffee chats. And I'm just going to enjoy watching for the side. But I'll still be here. Miss Garrison will still be here.
Yes.
And you drive it on. All right. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you again next week.